Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 1, Shloka 7. We have seen up to Shloka 6 in the last session. We will Shloka 7 now. We will read. You can repeat with your microphones off every line that I chant. Please repeat with your microphones off. अस्माकं तु विशिष्टाये तानि बोधद्विजोत्तमा नायका मम सैन्यस्य संज्ञार्थं तान् ब्रवीमि ते। Duryodhana is speaking to his guru Dronacharya in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Already he has described the army of Pandavas, indicating the important ones in the army of Pandavas. He is describing his own army, the army of Dhartarashtras. Asmakam tu, our people, among us, ye vishishtaha, the special ones. There are many people in the army of Dhartarashtras supporting Duryodhana, but among them some are vishishtaha, some are special. Tan nibodha dvijottama, he dvijottama. Duryodhana is addressing Dronacharya. You are dvijottama. Dvija means a twice born. The first birth is a biological birth. Everyone has one birth, the biological birth. But then there is another birth, the spiritual birth. Introduction into spiritual life. Introduction to the life of Dharma. Following the values of Dharma, like truthfulness, honesty, kindness, etc. When someone is introduced to the spiritual values and he is committed to the spiritual values, it is like a second birth. And one who sticks to the spiritual values as prescribed in the Shastra, he has twofold lives. One is a biological life, another is the spiritual life, the life of Dharma. And such a person is called Dvijaha. He is twice born. Not only he has two births, in keeping with the two births, he is leading the two lives also. He is nourishing his biological life. He is sustaining his biological life with the food, etc. In the meantime, he is sustaining his spiritual life with the spiritual values, the spiritual practices, etc. Therefore, he is a Dvijaha. Dronacharya is a Dvijaha. And among Dvija also, he is Uttama. He is special even among the Dvijas. Therefore, he is Dvijottamaha. Even Duryodhana calls him Dvijottama. Therefore, Dronacharya is not an ordinary person, even when it comes to his dharma, the values of dharma are concerned. He Dvijottama. Nayaka mama sainyasya. There are some leaders of my army, the special ones who have some special abilities. They are chosen as the leaders in the army, as commanders. There are 11 Akshauhinis, and each Akshauhini will have a commander. And then all the Akshauhinis put together will have a commander. That is how the army is arranged. So, Nayaka mama sainyasya, the leaders of my army, the commanders of my army, Sanjnartham tan bravimite, let me enumerate them to you. Sanjnartham, for your cognizance, so that you can be aware of them. When we are into a war, we should know our own power, our own abilities, and our weaknesses. And we should also know the abilities and weaknesses of the opponent. That is why Duryodhana is discussing this with Dronacharya. Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha Kripascha Samitinjayaha Ashwathama Vikarnascha Saumadattirjayadrathaha. Saumadattirjayadrathaha is one reading. There is another reading also. Saumadattis tathaivacha. Both readings are correct. If it is Saumadattirjayadrathaha, there is Jayadratha, one more person mentioned. And if there is Saumadattis tathaivacha, then Jayadratha is not mentioned. I prefer the reading Saumadattirjayadrathaha because Duryodhana cannot forget Jayadratha, forget mentioning Jayadratha. because Jayadratha is a very important warrior in the army of Kauravas. So he enumerates a few of them. Bhavan, you. First of all, he mentions Bhavan, Dronacharya, and then Bhishmascha, Bhishma, another hero, another important leader, Karnascha and Karna, Kripascha Samitinjayaha, Samitinjayaha Kripaha, Kripacharya, another teacher of Pandavas and Dhartarashtras. And Kripa has a description. Samitinjayaha. Samitim jayati iti samitinjayaha. One who wins a war is called Samitinjayaha. Kripa is capable of winning a war. Means he is a very good warrior. Kripascha Samitinjayaha. Ashwathama Vikarnascha. Ashwathama, the son of Dronacharya. Your son Ashwathama. And Vikarnascha, another hero, Vikarnaha. And Saumadattihi and Jayadrathaha. These are some of the important ones. But there are many more also. Duryodhana is not able to mention each one of them. Therefore, we will read the next shloka. Anye cha bahavash shuraha madarte tyakta jivitaha nana shastra praharanaha sarve yuddha visharadaha Anye cha bahavash shuraha. There are many other shuraha, many other warriors, brave warriors. Madarthe tyakta jivitaha. And they are ready to give up their lives for my sake. They have come to support Duryodhana in the war. Therefore, they are ready to give up their life for his sake. Therefore, Duryodhana says, they are very committed to me. They are even ready to give up their lives for my sake. Nana Shastra Praharanaha. And they have many weapons. They have not come to the battlefield empty-handed. They have brought their respective weapons. Many of them are very good in archery, and some of them are very good in various other weapons. Nana Shastra Praharana. Sarve Yuddha Visharadaha. Just having weapons is not enough. Are you able to use the weapons? Having a gun is not enough. Do you know how to shoot the gun? Then Duryodhana says, yeah, they know how to make use of the weapons also. Sarve Yuddha Visharadaha. All of them are experts in Yuddha, experts in the art of warfare. अपर्याप्तं तदस्माकं बलं भीष्माभिरक्षितम् पर्याप्तं त्विदमेतेषाम् बलं भीमाभिरक्षितम्. Duryodhana has described his army, and while describing his own army, Duryodhana says that there are many people, many great warriors, and they are committed to me. They are experts in the art of warfare. And then one might think that Duryodhana's army is really great. Even in terms of numbers, Duryodhana's army is much larger than the Pandavas. Yet, Duryodhana is not happy. He does not have confidence. Instead, he feels insecure. What will happen? There is a lot of insecurity in Duryodhana's mind, and he is expressing the insecurity to Dronacharya. This is what happens for an ignorant person. There is insecurity. The sense of insecurity has no end. Despite having lot of money, despite having lot of people around, one can continue to feel insecure. That is why Duryodhana is also insecure. All he did was because of insecurity. Why he wanted to eliminate Pandavas? Because of his own sense of insecurity. If Pandavas live near me, I am insecure. One day they may remove me from the kingdom. Because of insecurity, because of the sense of insecurity, one ends up doing many papa. One ends up doing many adharma, many evils. Therefore, to be a dharmika, to be virtuous, first of all, one should get rid of the sense of insecurity. And the sense of insecurity can be overcome by cultivating dependence on Ishvara. Take refuge at Ishvara. Bhagavan will protect me. Bhagavan will save me from all troubles and dangers. One should have this Shraddha, and one should lead a prayerful life. Then one can be free from insecurity. If you consider the army of Pandavas, though they have lesser number, only 7 Akshauhinis. They are not as insecure as Duryodhana because they know that there is Krishna with them. There is Bhagavan with them. Therefore, they are assured Bhagavan will protect us. They have taken refuge at the feet of Bhagavan. It is not human beings that protect us. It is not wealth that protect us. It is not number or popularity that protect us. Who protects us is none other than Bhagavan. Pandavas are aware of this. Therefore, they always clung to the feet of Ishvara. Whereas Duryodhana rejected Bhagavan. On an occasion, he even tried to arrest Krishna. And he was an enemy of Krishna. He always hated Krishna. Therefore, despite having a large number of army and despite having all powerful people with him, he is feeling insecure. Therefore, he says, Aparyaptam tadasmakam balam bhishmabhirakshitam. Asmakam balam, our army, bhishmabhirakshitam. It is protected by Bhishma. Bhishma is the commander and Bhishma is the protector of the army. Yet he feels it is aparyaptam. It is inadequate. Inadequate to protect us. Whereas the other army, the army of Pandavas, paryaptam tvidam etesham, idam etesham balam, the force of the Pandavas, paryaptam, it is adequate. Though it is less in number, it is adequate. Bhima bhirakshitam, because there is Bhima. Bhima is very powerful. He is afraid of all the Pandavas and mainly he is afraid of Bhima. Because of Bhima's extraordinary power, he is afraid of Bhima. Therefore, Bhimabhirakshitam balam paryaptam. Their force is adequate. Therefore, we should make special effort to save ourselves. Duryodhana says, Shloka 11, Ayaneshu cha sarveshu yatha bhagamavasthitaha bhishmamevabhirakshantu bhavantas sarva eva hi Now, Duryodhana is instructing Dronacharya. The student is instructing the teacher how to fight. Only Duryodhana can do it. Student instructing the teacher, you should do this. It shows the arrogance of Duryodhana, this particular shloka. Ayaneshu cha sarveshu yatha bhagam avasthitaha bhavantas sarva eva hi. Bhavantas sarva eva hi. All of you, Drona, Kripa, etc. Ayaneshu cha sarveshu, in your respective places, yatha bhagam avasthitaha, you should stay with your division. You should stay with your division of the army in your respective places. And then Bhishmameva bhirakshantu. All of you should protect Bhishma, because Bhishma is very old. He cannot protect himself. Therefore, you protect Bhishma. Duryodhana does not have confidence in Bhishma, in his abilities. If you consider Mahabharata, Bhishma is one of the strongest bowmen. Only person who is closer to Bhishma is Arjuna. Even Karna is nowhere in comparison with Bhishma. Yet Duryodhana does not have confidence in Bhishma. Therefore, he says, all of you should protect Bhishma, because he is incapable of protecting himself. Also, he has another fear. Bhishma might take the other side. Though he is fighting on behalf of Duryodhana, his heart is with Pandavas, because he loves Pandavas very much, and he knows that Pandavas are virtuous ones, whereas Duryodhana is a prototype of adharma. Therefore, his heart is with the Pandavas. Duryodhana knows this very well. Therefore, he has a fear that Bhishma might take the side of Pandavas. Shloka 12. Tasya sanjanayan harsham kuru vruddhah pitamaha simhanadam minadyochaihi Shankham dadmau pratapavan. Then Bhishma noticed that something is wrong with Duryodhana. He is underestimating the power of Drona and Bhishma. and he does not have confidence in his own people. Perhaps Bhishma noticed this. Therefore, Bhishma decides to make Duryodhana happy. To make Duryodhana happy, Bhishma roars. Tasya sanjanayan harsham kuruvriddhah pitamaha. Kuruvriddhah pitamaha. Pitamaha, grandfather. Bhishma is the grandfather. He belongs to the generation of the grandfather of Pandavas and Dhartarashtra's, being the son of Shantanu. All other people in his generation have died, but Bhishma is still alive. It is because of a special boon, Ichhamrityu. Bhishma will not die until he decides to die. That is why he is still alive and kicking. Pitamaha, the grandfather, who is a Kuru Vriddhaha, Kurunam Vriddhaha, the elderly among Kurus, the elderly in the clan of Kauravas. Tasya harsham sanjanayan, pleasing Duryodhana, causing elation in Duryodhana. Uchchaihi simhanadam vinadya, he roared like a lion. Like a lion, he gave a loud roar. And then Shankham Dadnau, he blew his Shankha, conch, as an indication of declaration of war. When the war was declared, they used to blow conch, Shankha. The Shankhanada, the sound of Shankha indicates that we are ready to fight. We are ready for the war. Let's start. Pratapavan Kuruvriddhaha. Bhishma, who is Pratapavan. Pratapavan means known for his valor. Next shloka. Tata Shankhascha Bhairyascha Panavanaka Gomukhaha Sahasaivaabhyahanyanta Sashabdastu mulobhavat. After Bhishma blew his Shankha, all other people also blew their Shankha, following Bhishma. In addition to Shankha, there were other war instruments. Even they were played as an indication of the beginning of war. Tataha, then, after Bhishma, Shankhascha Bheryascha, Shankha and Bheri. Bheri is a kind of kettle drum. Panava. Panava is another kind of instrument that is blown, like it's called tabor. Anaka, trumpets, and Gomukhaha, cow horns. Gomukha is another type of horn. All were Sahasaiva Abhyahanyanta. All were played simultaneously. All of a sudden, Sashabdastumulo Bhavat, and it became a great noise. It became tumultuous, echoing everywhere in all directions. And people from all around could know that something is going on. Shloka 14. Tatashvetair hayair yukte mahatisyandane sthitau madhavav pandavaschaiva divyau shankhau pradadhmatuhu. Tataha, then Shvetaihi hayaihi yukte mahati syandane sthitau Madhavav Pandavaschaiva. Madhava and Pandava. Madhava means Krishna. Pandava, Arjuna. These two people, the two friends, now they are in the role of warrior and charioteer respectively. Krishna has taken the role of Sarathi and Arjuna has taken the role of the fighter, the warrior. Both are present in the same chariot, and the chariot is described. Arjuna's Ratha is described. Shvetaihi hayaihi yukte mahati syandane. A big chariot. Mahati syandane. Syandana means Ratha, chariot. And this is a big chariot. Bigger than the usual size perhaps. And it is Shvetaihi hayaihi yukta. It is yoked with white horses. Arjuna's chariot had 4 horses. 4 white horses. Madhavav Pandavaschaiva. Divyau Shankhau Pradadmatuhu. They blew their Shankha. And Arjuna's as well as Krishna's, their Shankha were extraordinary. Divyau Shankhau. They were not ordinary Shankha, because they were given by various devatas in some instances. How Arjuna got his Shankha, how Krishna got his Shankha, there are stories. And their Shankha have the names also. Next shloka. पाञ्चजन्यं हृषीकेशः देवदत्तं धनञ्जयः पौण्ड्रं दध्मौ महाशङ्खम् भीमकर्मावृकोदरः पाञ्चजन्यं हृषीकेशः. Hrishikesha is another name of Krishna. Hrishika means Indriya, senses. Hrishikanam Ishaha Hrishikeshaha, the Lord of senses. One who commands the senses is called Hrishikesha. Our senses are working because of Ishvara. If Ishvara is not there, if we don't have Ishvara's grace, our senses will stop working. Therefore, he is Hrishikesha. And his Shankha is called Panchajanyam. Panchajanya. Devadattam Dhananjayaha. Dhananjaya is another name of Arjuna. Arjuna blew the Shankha. Devadatta. Poundram dadhnau mahashankham bhimakarma vrikodaraha. Bhimakarma vrikodaraha. Vrikodaraha is another name of Bhima. Bhima is called Vrikodaraha. Vrika means wolf. Wolf has a stomach, a magical stomach. The wolf can eat any amount of food, always hungry. Yet its stomach does not increase in size. The stomach will remain the same size despite eating any amount of food. Means it has a very good digestive power. All that it eats is digested easily. And it gains strength also. Similarly, Bhima also has a stomach like that of wolves. Therefore, he is called Vrikodaraha. Always hungry. He is ready to eat as much food as you offer him. Yet he does not have the problem of belly fat. Therefore, Vrikodaraha. Bhima is called Vrikodaraha. He is Bhima Karma. He does wonderful works, extraordinary works, works that are not possible for other people, for ordinary mortal. Therefore, he is called Bhima Karma. And he has a Shankha, Poundra, Poundram Dadhmau. And Poundra is a big Shankha. If Bhima himself is big, his Shankha also should be big, a great Shankha. You can imagine the size, much bigger than the ordinary size. Mahashankham Dathmau, he blew. Next sloka. Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha Nakulah Sahadevascha Sughoshamani Pushpakau. Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha. Yudhishthira, the son of Kunti, blew the Shankha. Ananta Vijayam. Ananta Vijaya was the name of his Shankha. Nakula Sahadevascha. Nakula and Sahadeva, the two sons of Madri, they blew Sughosha and Manipushpaka respectively. The names of their Shankha were Sughosha and Manipushpaka respectively. Kashyascha Parameshvasaha Shikhandi cha Maharathaha Dhrishtadyumno Viratascha Satyakischa Parajitaha Drupado Draupadeyascha Sarvashah Prithivipate Saubhadrascha Mahabahuhu Shankhan Dadmuh Prithak Prithak. Kashyascha Parameshvasaha. Parameshvasaha Kashyaha. Kashyaha is the king of Kashi, who was also on Pandava's side. All these are people on the side of Pandavas. And Kashya has an adjective, Parameshvasaha, a great bowman. Shikhandi cha Maharathaha. Shikhandi. Shikhandi was a woman earlier who later became a man. A woman became man. Transgender. Even in Mahabharata, there is such happening. Transgender. Shikhandi Maharathaha. Shikhandi was also a great warrior. Therefore, Maharathaha. Shikhandi also enjoys the title Maharathaha. Dhrishtadyumno Viratascha. Dhrishtadyumnaha is a son of Drupada, Draupadi's brother, who was the commander of the army of Pandavas. The commander-in-chief of the Pandavas is Dhrishtadyumna. Virata, another king. Satyakischa Parajitaha and Aparajitaha Satyakihi. Satyaki, who was never conquered. Invincible Satyaki. Drupadaha, Drupada, the father-in-law of Pandavas, Draupadi's father, and Draupadeyascha, the sons of Draupadi. Draupadi had 5 sons, known as Pancha Upapandava, 5 Upapandavas. Sarvashaha, Saubhadrascha Mahabahu, and Mahabahu Saubhadra, son of Subhadra, Abhimanyu. Sarvashaha, all of them. Prathak Prathak Shankhan Dadmuhu, they blew their respective Shankhas. Each one had his own Shankha, and they blew their respective Shankha. He Prithivipate, Sanjaya is telling Dhritarashtra, He Prithivipate, O king of the earth. Dhritarashtra is the king still. And Sanjaya is telling Dhritarashtra. All these are the words of Sanjaya. We will continue next week. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om.